Hey Geeks, Mod Tim here. I think we may have figured out the camera situation, so hopefully this is actually working for everybody. Tonight's episode is Season 2, Episode 11, The Deadly Years. This episode's okay. It kind of goes over the top a little bit for me. It's one of those, I don't know, it's almost like a kid's episode. It's kind of... Star Trek has a very difficult time balancing overly serious episodes and the comedic episodes. And when they do the comedic episodes right, they do it right. Like the Tribble episode is probably a great example of that. And then like we just did the Mirror episode, and that's a great example of a very serious episode. This is kind of that gray area where it's very serious because you have some of the crew aging and dying, but then once they start aging, it becomes comedic and you can't take it seriously. The Next Generation has an episode similar, but the crew de-ages, they get younger. And I feel like that's years later, but I feel like that's kind of what they were going for in this, to balance that serious but comedic tone. Whereas this one just didn't really do it for me. It's interesting, and it's kind of funny. Now, 60 years later, 50 years later, it's kind of funny to see, like, how far off the aging makeup is to where those actors really are now, the ones that are alive at least. But it's also kind of interesting to see Bones in his old makeup, because then in the pilot episode for The Next Generation, he wears a very similar makeup. It's much better in that one, but he looks pretty similar. This is the first episode, I think, that talks about the Vulcans having a longer lifespan. They've talked about the physiology, the inside being different, but I think this is the first time they've talked about that, which plays an important role again in The Next Generation when Leonard Nimoy comes back. And finally, at the end of the episode, when Kirk makes his triumphant return, with the Romulans, who we didn't see, which I thought was kind of weird, but when he's trying to get the Romulans off, he mentions the Corbomite technique again. He uses a code that he knows that the Romulans have cracked to say that we're activating the Corbomite to blow up, so tell everybody in the Starfleet to stay away, knowing the Romulans will figure that out and then back off, and they do. But that's just kind of it's an interesting shout out of all the different things they could have mentioned to mention Corbomite. Because back in the 60s, a lot of shows didn't have big continuity, and Star Trek's one of them, where not every episode leads to the next. So out of all of the different things to tie in, Corbomite was kind of an interesting little shout out. Tomorrow's episode is I, Mud, which I'm super excited for. For this one, The Deadly Years. Have you guys seen it? What did you think? I feel like it's kind of a forgettable episode, which is kind of ironic because it's about old age. If you guys have seen it, what did you know? Or what did you think? Like I said, I know we're having camera difficulties. I don't know why. Some people say it works. Maybe it's just iPhones that are working. But I think I figured it out. So if this doesn't work for your phone or viewing device, I guess, let me know, and I'm going to keep playing with the settings. But otherwise, I will see you guys later.